What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Browns training camp position preview. And as you can see, I'm wearing the GOATS jersey, which means one thing. I'll be previewing the Browns offensive line heading into training camp this Thursday. And speaking of Joe Thomas, of course, he retired after he got hurt 2 years ago. I actually went to his last game ever, which still gives me the feels, man. I mean, damn, man. I really went to his last game ever. And you know who it was against? A week one opponent this year, the freaking Titans, of course. But yeah, looking at this offensive line heading into training camp this Thursday, it definitely isn't the strongest position on this team, but it's still pretty good. I mean, looking at what we got, that left tackle, of course, you got Greg Robinson, who stepped in for a sick Desmond Harrison, and he never looked back, never gave the job back, and you got to love that. Baker loves him. I freaking love him, man. He performed admirably against some pretty good defensive ends. I'll give him that, man. He performed really well, and I think he'll even be better this year with a full year under his belt. In fact, I think we signed him right before training camp last year. And look at that. He's our starter this year. What a difference a couple years makes. You know, this dude was looked at as a bust. And then John Dorsey picks him out of the trash heap and he turns into a stud. Gotta love John Dorsey. He'd be doing that a lot. And then, of course, at left guard, you got Joel Bitonio, Pro Bowler. Of course, he has an extension that kicks in, I think, either this year or next year. That's freaking awesome. You got J.C. Treader at center, freaking stud. You got Austin Corbett, who will be stepping in for Kevin Zeitler, who we traded to New York to get Olivier Vernon. So I think he'll definitely earn his medal at right guard. And then at right tackle, you got Chris Hubbard, and I think he'll definitely get better. And what's going to make these guys better is the fact that they're going up against a monstrous D-line every day in practice. Myles Garrett, Larry Ogunjobi, Sheldon Richardson, and Olivier Vernon are definitely going to help that offensive line get better. Now, looking at the depth at O-line, it's not the greatest. I mean, you got Brian Finian Ganofo, whatever the heck you say his name, freaking undrafted free agent. You got Eric Kush from Chicago, free agent. I think he'll be a really good backup. Kyle Callis, actually Ohio native, went to the team up north in college, got his ass kicked by Ohio State. You know how it goes. You got Brian Witzman, another Chicago Bear, free agent. And then we drafted Drew Forbes. And then we have Kajan Armstrong and Willie Wright, two more undrafted free agents or college free agents. So, yeah, and you also got Kendall Lamb and Brad Seaton. But I've heard that Kendall Lamb low-key sucks. So we'll see what he can do. Brad Seaton, I don't even know if this dude's going to make the team. That's the tricky thing. I don't know how many of these guys we're going to keep. I'm going to guess maybe 9. 9! You know, I'm going to guess Cush, Callis, Witzman, and Forbes are going to be the 4 backups for the Browns offensive line. And, of course, you got the starting 5. And, almost forgot. We actually had the Aquanjo brothers in for workouts yesterday. Cyrus and Ari Quanjo. So there's that. We'll see what happens with that. And then we also signed center from Utah. Was it Lo Falamaka? Something like that. Some really, really Polynesian name. Pretty cool. We'll see what he's got. Again, probably another camp body. That's the deal with a lot of these guys that you see like 3rd, 4th, or 5th stringers. They're mainly just camp bodies, you know. And by the way, we actually also worked out former Giants running back Orleans Darkwa yesterday as well. So, again, we'll see what happens with that. If we do sign Darkwa, that must mean that Duke could very well be traded, or we just want more depth for when Kareem Hunt's not here, or he's probably just going to be a camp body. You know, but a lot of times these camp bodies stick around and they actually make some noise during the season too. So not really much else to say about the O-line. I mean, it's a good position. It's not horrible. It's not the weakest link on this team. Although I will say that it's going to be really interesting to see how Austin Corbett does stepping into Zeitler's shoes. I hear Giants fans talking about Zeitler all the time. That's pretty cool how they got themselves a nice right guard. But we'll see how that helps Eli Manning, because Eli's got to throw the touchdowns and score the points for the offense, So with that being said, that's going to wrap it up for this preview. I'll be back tomorrow to preview the tight end position, and then I'm going to wrap it all up with the special teams. So that being said, I'm Crazy Dog 99. Let's go Browns, and I'm out.